What's up everyone, it's Rue here with another video in this How to Be a Streamer series. So last time we talked about choosing a platform and like which platform should you choose, which platform is better, worse, and ultimately that is up to you to decide. It is your journey, so it depends on what you want to do. But if you want some advice, go check out the previous video. But in this video, we're going to talk about choosing a name. How do people come up with their usernames? Well, there is some advice that I have for you. Number one, avoid super generic names, okay? The reason why you want to try to avoid the very common names is because you're probably going to get confused with another streamer or content creator. For example, phoenixes are very common in the Twitch space and the YouTube space even. Things like something dragon themed, bear themed. A lot of those things are taken. Now there are resources that you can use to check to see if your name is taken or not. And I highly recommend using them. I'll put the link down in the description below to a very good site. And what you want to do, you want to make sure that you can have your name in every single platform. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. It doesn't matter what platform you chose. You want to make sure to secure your name on every single platform. Now, technically speaking, you can have variations. However, there's a very important part that might not work if you don't have that same name everywhere you go. So, let me show you one thing, and this is the thing that you want to get to. This is the point where you want to get to. So, if you Google my name, if you Google my name, RubidiumMoon, you will see my name is the first thing that we see. RubidiumMoon, 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 I am number one search. I have my own dedicated search. If you go to images, you see things that are related to me, right? This is what you want. If you have a generic name, a name that is too generic for the internet, it might not work that way. In order to get to the achievement of having your name be on like every result that you get when people look up your name, you need to get to a point, you need to be able to upload to every platform. Every platform, you need to have an account, you need to have a meta description, and you need to upload. Twitter, tweet something out every once in a while. Twitch, stream. YouTube, put your streams onto YouTube. DeviantArt, you can upload art, but you can, there's like different things that you can do. You don't have to be an artist to upload to DeviantArt. You could do stories, you could do little poems, you could do something to get your name into the data. Ultimately, you want to be able to be someone who is Googleable. If you're able to be Googled, you have passed the test. If you end up competing with other people, you have not passed the test. In order to pass the test, you need to be able to appear in multiple channels. Like, if I... like, seriously, though. Seriously. You want to be able to get to that point where people can Google your name and find you. I could do this with any YouTuber, any Twitch streamer, and I would probably find results for them, right? And sometimes it's not just the social medias. So at some point, you will get like news articles and everything written about you. But you want to be able to get to this point. You want to be able to see RubidiumMoon, 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 RubidiumMoon. Like, you want to get here. Look, I even have different sources, because if you are able to do this correctly, then you are able to find what you want. And this is what you want. So, like, you want to be able to appear on kind of a lot of pages. Like, if you were to search... Meg Major's another one who has successfully done this with her Twitch channel, with her brand. You can literally search up her name and have pages on pages and pages of her results. That's what you want to see. This is what you want to see. If I were to search anyone's name, anyone like PewDiePie, of course PewDiePie is going to be covering every single page. But you don't need to be PewDiePie's size in order to get to this point. I could search up any person's name, and if they have done the work that they have done, they should be showing up in multiple pages on Google. This is why your name is extremely important. Now, watch what happens if I make up a name. Let's say I search up, I don't know, Girl Gamer 65, right? You're not going to get to the point where you have all the results that you want to see, like the first examples that I've shown you. Some people, it might work. Other people, not going to work. It's not going to work. You need to get to the point where anyone can Google your name and you show up. That is essentially what you want, because that is how you grow your brand. That is how you get discovered. Not through... You don't get discovered by having a generic name and no one can find you. You get discovered by having a unique name that people can Google, and then as soon as they Google you, you will pop up. You start popping up in the search results. But you need to have a unique enough name that Google recognizes you as a unique result. That is what you want to get to. So how do you choose that name? How do you choose a name that isn't already taken and also is something that could be viable? I love this site right here. Wait, where is it? Is this the one? I think... You basically want to go to a name searcher, a name checker, like this one. You want to go to here and search up a name. If you have a name, search it up. See if it's taken or not. Because sites like this will show you... Okay, that's not what I wanted to see. Oh, wait, no. See, like this. I can see exactly the sites. See? Look. It's showing me exactly where... Okay, I don't actually know why this is lit up green. This should not be green. YouTube should not be green. But if you do this right, you want to be able to make sure that you choose a name that isn't taken by, like, a bunch of different other people. Right? You don't want to have that conflict of interest. That's not how you get to a point where you have like the name that you want and also be able to be discovered. What I recommend, come up with something that is unique, that means something to you, that means something to you. Like, look. This is actually probably a better one. Wait, why is it saying that that's available? That name is not available. Okay, whatever. Some of them, sometimes the checkers are a little bit flawed. But if you even see like one X show up, you might want to think about whether or not you want to choose that name. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to end up accidentally competing with anybody. So, sometimes people like to use part of their name in order to come up with their username. Like Megmage. Meg? Mage. Pretty simple to get there. The way that I came up with my name is I was looking at the periodic table. I found an element called rubidium. And it was like interesting. Rubidium. I already knew that the last part of my name I wanted to be Moon. So I combined them. It sounded cool. I went with it. That honestly could just be the explanation. You found something you liked. It sounded cool, and you went with it. The only thing that you want to think about is it easy to spell? Is it easy to pronounce? Now, there are certain names that people will butcher no matter what. The test really is whether or not your friends can say your name. Because I have heard, as someone who's grown up with people butchering my name left and right, look, it's going to happen, okay? You're not going to choose a name that everyone can pronounce, okay? But it should be something that is easy to spell. It should be something that people can search on Google without even meaning to, right? You want to get to a point where people can see your name and know exactly who you are. Think of every top streamer. You know their name. Lily Pichu, PewDiePie, Ludwig, Valkyrie, Disguised Toast, Ninja. You know their names. But how do they get there? They have unique names. All of them have unique names. Now, some of them don't really have unique names. You might notice Ninja, not very unique. It's already a word. So sometimes if you're lucky and you get to that like simple word that people can use, that actually can also be helpful. But you want to be careful because there has been instances where people have spelled their name incorrectly, right? They made it incorrect on purpose, but because people are used to spelling the name the correct way, it's hard to find them. So you can be funky and crazy with your name, but just keep in mind of the different mistakes people can make when searching up your name. A good thing to do is if your name is something that is easy to butcher, easy to misspell, put it in your tags. Put it in your tags. 100% put it in your tags. Put that butchered misspelling into your tags so that people can still find you. Because yes, people will search up your name, but people will search it up wrong. There are so many YouTubers where people just search their name wrong every single time, but the way that they fix that is they have that wrong spelling in the tags already, so they know. So, number one, make sure your name is not taken. Whatever the name is, make sure it's not taken. If it's taken, choose something else. Because you'll thank me later. Now, RubidiumMoon was not my first name. It was my third name. I originally entered Twitch with the name demonic chihuahua, right? And then at some point, when I got more serious about streaming, I decided to rebrand. I rebranded to The Fire Phoenix TV. Too long. Too long, also too generic. And then I had the dilemma of trying to figure out something unique, something that I could be known as. And that's where I changed it to RubidiumMoon. Now, I didn't get there in a day. I did not get there in a day. But I did know that as soon as I chose RubidiumMoon, that name was the one that stuck. How did I know? Because it felt right. It ironically fit me so well that I didn't even realize how well it fit until a couple days later when I realized that RubidiumMoon can be shortened to Ruby. Ruby is my birthstone. It's also my favorite Pokemon game. And rubidium is an reactive element, and I do reactions. And so you might accidentally find out that the name that you chose is something that actually relates to you. And the reason why you want something that relates to you is because your name should mean something. Your name should feel like your real name. It could be your real name, but it should feel like your real name. You should get used to people calling you that. Because guess what? When you're famous, people will call you by the name that they know you as. Think of it like Katy Perry or Drake. No one knows their other names. They know them as Katy Perry, as Drake, as Eminem. There are so many artists that are known by their not real name, and no one's going to learn their other name. So always assume, here's what I say, always assume that you're going to be famous. Because if you ever get famous, you'll at least get famous for something that you are proud of, and something that you meant to do, and you don't have any regrets. Like, it really is something that you should consider. Like, think of what you would want to be called in an interview, right? If someone were to interview you, think of what you would want them to call you. Would you want them to call you by your name? Like your real name? Would you want them to call you by an alternative name? Because some people don't want their first and last name out there. That's okay. You don't have to have your first and last out there. You could do a lot of things. And some people, unfortunately, your first and last names are way too complicated to even put out there anyways. So that's another thing to consider. I mean, your name doesn't have to be something that is so dramatic that, like, oh my gosh, it's profound. Like, no one else would have thought of it. You don't have to go that far. All you have to do is make sure that no one else has it. It's unique. It's easy to spell, easy to search up, and you're not accidentally competing with anybody. That's it. That's all you have to do. And it's a good idea to make it something that you can relate to. Now, sometimes if you have a niche, like, for example, let's say your history channel, and you want to, like, provide education, lean into that. Maybe your name is, like, Professor Pumpkin. I don't know. And when in doubt, if you are struggling to find a name that matches, find a crayon and use the name right in front of it. There's actually another really good site. I forgot. There's another great site. This one. Yes, this one. This site has every single name for Crayola. And you can use them to find inspiration. Let's see. Desert sand. Desert sandman? Like, let's say... also, wolves are kind of overused. So, try to avoid wolves. Like, you could find something like, jazzberry. My name is Jasmine. I could go with, like, jazzberry. No. I could go with, like, I don't know. Look, don't let me choose your name. But if you're really having problems, look at crayon names. Also look at paint names, because paint names also help. Like hang on one second. Like like one of these. like one of these. You'll find, mascarpone. Frostine. Just be careful of copyright. Just be careful of copyright. Some things might be actually like trademarked and stuff. So, but I mean, usually paint names, crayon names, like you can find something that really works for you. But there's a little bit of advice of how to choose your name. Leave a like on this video. And also feel free to comment down below any questions that you have for me. Maybe I'll cover it in a future video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe for more content like this. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the future. And peace out, guys. It's been a blast. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.